what some countries consider moral, other countries consider to be terrible things. I mean, that's human nature, man. We're intelligent animals. So it's wild to go from country to country, religion to religion, person to person, and see the differences in what people consider to be good versus evil.
What I think is most fascinating is how sure they are.
Right.
It's we're not so just certain. They have. It's like, what do you mean? You can't kill a special needs person? What do you mean? That's where it gets scary, because I've had conversations with people and they're like, and they're asking on my religious beliefs, like, how can you possibly hold such a thing that's so immoral? I was like, you in any other era have so drastically different views than the ones you're espousing today. Where are you getting this? Like, what do you mean? Of course, this is correct.
And that's one of my favorite parts about being a religious Jew, is that you can't say the same thing about me and my brother. If we were in any other era for the past 2,000 years, we'd hold the same values. And Judaism, Orthodox Judaism, religious Judaism has held of the same values, since the values were given over at Har Sinai, at Mount Sinai from God. Until today, we hold to the same values, and that hasn't changed, and that will never change. But every other, forget religion, but let's say every other, society where they base their actions based on, guts or what they feel like is a developed sense of morality, well, that changes every 20 years. And as Avi said, the certainty that they have in the current, this is the morality. So it just to give a kind of wild example.
You're putting this so well. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned feminism, but it's gotten beyond feminism at this point. Now, transgenderism is an area. So I mentioned this in the podcast, and not to get political, but 20 years ago, if a guy said he felt like a girl, the reality, he would have been, locked up in a mental home, or he would have been said he was crazy. Now, right. If somebody says that, and somebody says, I think you're making a mistake, now that guy is going to be locked up because he's being immoral. Now, that shift happened in about 20 years.